prophecy of Babylon punished. The punishment of Babylon. Yes, the punishment of Babylon. The prophetic foreshadow of the end. How do we know? Let's look to the scripture and find out, shall we? Because the prophecy of what occurred in the kingdom of Babylon occurs again in the likeness of the end times. The king of Babylon is given over all the nations and given his kingdom and drinks from that golden cup. And then he's punished afterward for his iniquity. Daniel chapter 5 verse 1 and 2 talks about this. It says, Belshazzar the king made a great feast unto 1,000 of his lords and drank wine before the 1,000. Whilst he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein. The king of Babylon took that golden cup from Jerusalem and was drinking wine out of that golden cup, which is forbidden. He was doing naughty, naughty things, and the Lord brought forth that punishment from that golden cup. The king of Babylon was then given his rule and determined afterwards that he would be punished. Jeremiah chapter 25 verse 11 and 12. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. And it came to pass, when the 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, saith the Lord, for their iniquity in the land of the Chaldeans, and I will make it a perpetual desolation. There was a time allotment for the king of Babylon of a span of time that was given, decreed by the Lord before the Lord would bring that punishment for him drinking from that golden cup. But before then, all the nations would serve the king of Babylon for that time. And this is a prophetic foreshadow of the end. Here is Jerusalem with that golden cup in her hand, committing abominations, just like the king of Babylon. Revelation chapter 17, verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. In verse 2, we know who's drinking of that wine of her fornication. It says, Revelation chapter 17, verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So we see here Jerusalem is drinking from the golden cup, committing abominations with the kings of the earth. And this is exactly what occurred with the king of Babylon before he was given his space, before the judgment came upon him. Revelation chapter 17, verse 17 and 18 says, For God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And those number of days of allotment for the king of Babylon to rule from Jerusalem is given. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5 says, And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. The power is given for those 42 months to rule over the kingdoms of the world with the kings of the earth. Revelation chapter 13 verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. But the prophetic king of Babylon, at the end of his 42 months, at the end of that span of space of time that is permitted to him, will be sacked, just like the king of Babylon of old. Revelation chapter 19, verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. The beast will be punished for his iniquity. Revelation chapter 19, verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So what we see is the same likeness of the end times that was foreshadowed during the time of the king of Babylon and his golden cup, fornicating and being drunkenness with the nations of the world. Those things will all come to fruition in the end times. It is a prophetic warning of the end, of what occurs to Jerusalem and the Antichrist in the end times. For those 42 months, for the span of iniquity gets judged. And this is the prophecy of Babylon's punishment.